What up, boys? Welcome to the channel. Basically, we're going to be going over the trades that we are currently interested in for today. Right now, we're currently in the Asian session. An hour later will be the midnight open in New York. So I'm interested. We're looking forward to the open, obviously. But right now, we found ourselves a trade here on the Wall Street US30. It was between the US30 and the S&P that I was interested in. Basically, if you look at the daily chart, we're currently trading inside of this daily bullish imbalance, right? So possibly you're gonna see a long trade idea. You're gonna see some price trying to have a bullish expansion. My target is looking at this high here. I'm not looking at this swing high. Possibly price could trade above it, but there's so many times that you'd have a swing high and expect price to trade above it and it just fails, right? So you just trade really close to it, but it wouldn't take it out, and then it would meander around and then take it out at a later time when you're probably not interested in the trade, or it has worked you mentally, right? So that's what I'm looking at initially. Just this run here, you can see price runs the Thursday's low, and it had this nice bullish break to the upside, which is currently what we're looking at to see this this movement to the upside. The S&P not so much, because for the S&P, for the market structure shifts, the one I would be comfortable taking, someone could look at this and say, well, this could have been a shift. You can see prices working above it. But for me, I like to, from the lowest point, right? If you look at this swing low here, this is the lowest point inside of this drop here. I like the break to be with something from the left. You understand? I don't like it to be a break from the right, because it does not make sense for me, because this movement lower here, this is what led to price taking out this low here. So this swing high is what started this entire move to the downside. So for me, this will be of my interest. So ES did not have it, and to see ES trade all the way above it and then back down to equilibrium to take the long, it can still happen. But if it's breaking above this high, it's more than likely going to trade to the upper quadrant. And after it gets to that point, I'm really not interested, because I expect price to really expand very fast and take out the target, right? Because if it's retracing all the way from the upper quadrant, I'm not going to be interested in taking it long. I'm just going to let it go. So yeah, that's what we've got in here. I believe there's going to be a very nice expansion, right? What could be an issue, right, for us? Let me take off this GAN box here. What could be an issue for us, or what could be worrisome, is that the fact that we have not made the low of this candle yet. But that really is not important, because there's so many times on the indices I've seen from that 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock open, it can just wham to the upside, and then you're done. You've missed it. You're there waiting at midnight for price to make the low, and it does not make it. It just continues to expand to the upside. You can see here, look at this. I remember the open from Monday last week. It just opened and wham, you just missed it, essentially. Like, if you try to engage it in the New York session, it was not possible, right? And then look at here again. That's on Friday. It just opened and it moved. And if you go back in time, you can see there are also instances where that could have happened. So I'm not bothering myself with that. Granted that we already got the entry, the trade idea and the entry. Before that's happened, I'm fine with it. I don't think price is going to want to trade lower there. And if it's trading back lower here, then the trade is invalid, because we've already taken out previous day, Friday, not previous day, because we're just coming off the weekend. We've already taken out Friday's high. So if we're trading back into Friday's range, I'm not really interested in the trade, and it will be a stop out, and then I'm fine. This trade is invalid. We take the loss, and there's something you can't avoid. You will take a loss, but just over a series of trades, we know that we're gonna have a lot more winners than we are gonna have losers, right? So this is basically it. So the ES, I'm not properly interested in that so much. On silver, same thing here. You can see price. We've just had this massive sell-off, right? A lot of people would look at this and say, on the lower time frame, this will look very significant in terms of if you go on something like the 4 hour or whatever, the hourly or something. Look at this. It looks so absolutely menacing, right? Like a massive bullish break. But in my understanding is we're still bearish and it's just trading up here. And anyone that was lucky enough to have sold short, right? But they were stupid enough to trail their stop losses inside, like as price was dropping low on the lower time frames. These are all swing points and key levels that people could have been trailing their stops at. Price is just all this. I see it as a retracement lower. And you know, even to be honest, looking at it, I think I'm not really interested in silver anymore because we've taken out the previous day's low. I didn't even notice this. Yeah, we've taken out the previous day's low and then we're trading back inside of the range. So, wow. So I'm not going to be interested in silver today, I lie. So, yeah. Jesus Christ. It's around like 5 a.m. here. We've been up since 4, right? So, it is fuckery, right? I tried to get in this trade entry, right? So on the Euro New Zealand, I was waiting for the optimal trade entry. And do you know what? I was actually asleep when this happened, right? I put the alarm on, but I didn't wake up. I put the alerts on, I didn't wake up. So I'm so thankful that price does not get to the optimal trade entry. And people, you lot think that's crazy, I lie. But if we had gotten to the optimal trade entry and I had missed this trade, and I woke up and I see price here, I will be depressed, honestly, right? So I'm so thankful that it's meandering around here and it's not really. I think later on, maybe in London or in New York, we can get an expansion to the upside. To be honest, then we can take the sell. We can use this. This could be a suspect rally lower. So people in Asia will try to chase this sell. Then we can see price push up again and take it. If we trade, obviously, as always, if we trade beneath this lower quadrant, then I'm not really interested in the trade idea anymore, and we're just gonna let it go. So that's pretty much all we're looking at for the pairs. Those are the only trade setups that I can see valid opportunity on. So we're gonna keep monitoring, and later we're gonna do the review after maybe we've taken an L or maybe we've taken the we've hit target and made some profit, right? But I hope US30 does not disappoint me. All right, boys. Good luck and good trading. Take care.